Remember this phrase that it's called, "I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed." This is what happens. So, hello everybody, Radzone here. Welcome back to another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. I'm just gonna make this quick because we have a lot to talk about with regards to these like ECAs. This is not a video about Jiren's ECA. We're gonna talk about multiple ECAs and many other ECAs that are about to come into the game that are just, I don't know why Dokkan has been doing this. So we're gonna talk about why these ECAs have been so very underwhelming. But before we go ahead and do that, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you guys are new, and also let me know in the comments down below, what are your thoughts on like why are these ECAs being like very underwhelming in regards to like the type of content that we're getting right now, and who's your favorite ECA so far this year or any other year alone? Like, let me know in the comments below. So let's talk about this, right? Shoutouts to Dokkan World. We know when Dokkan World posts like lowercase letters, you know that the ECA is gonna be bad. So a lot of people have been stating like, oh my god, Dokkan Battle of Mid and stuff like that, because some of these units have been mid. What is Bardock doing there? Bardock shouldn't be there. Bardock is still pretty good. But let's go ahead and talk about Jiren's ECA, right? So earlier we got the details. Again, I'm late. I got them this morning at like around like 4 a.m. I woke up at 5, had to get ready for work and stuff like that. Yada, yada, yada. You guys know the drill. So Jiren gets 200% attack and defense, key +2. That's pretty good. He has a medium chance of stunning all enemies at the start of the turn. He gets attack effective against all types when facing only one enemy. He's getting damage reduction by 30%. When facing 2 or more enemies, laughable. Plus an additional attack and defense of 50% and a high chance of stunning the enemy when performing a super. He performs a critical hit on stun enemies. He gets an additional attack and defense plus 111% and performs a critical hit when there's a Universe Survival Saga or Tournament Participants category enemy. Like, what happened back in the day, dude? Like, they now starting to restrict these extra stats whenever you're facing these types of enemies. My favorite ECA, this is I'm completely biased because this is my favorite unit ever released in Dokkan, is Blue Cow Goku. When he got his ECA on JP, I was like, dude, I want to get this guy because I am super excited to use him. Albeit you do have to use 3 or more reps of Universe 7 category allies for you to be able to get his active skill and whatever, but he still looks decent. You can still bring in even to the most hardest content. I haven't tested him out on Samasu, but I'm still pretty certain that he can still find a way that he can be viable on these events. But then you're like, we went from having like good ECAs like the 5-year anniversary LRs, this Goku Black, which we're gonna talk about later. Like, we've been having like these good ECAs, but then we get to this level and it's like, what are we doing? Like, I don't understand why Dokkan has become so weak on throwing like good stats and good power-ups with these ECAs. The purpose of the Extreme Sea Awakenings have always been to revitalize a unit to be consistent on these types of difficult content. Let's not talk about, the newly released androids, right? Let's go ahead and talk about these guys, right? These guys, they're okay. They're like a good, they're like a stronger version of Path to Power Kid Goku. But this is a category that needs a lot of help. Tournament participants, this is a category that needs more peeps in here, more strength. Like UI Gokus. The UI Gokus need to get their ECAs. Kale could be very solid, but she's only restricted to Universe 6. So using the 23rd World Tournament Goku would be nice, but there's no reviving unit on this team that you can be able to bring in to help World Tournament Goku to be satisfied. But even then, you're only helping the androids out. And even then, like, the androids are not going to be too good just because of this. He needs a Goku on the team. That's the problem. So Once they string this category, this active skill is also laughable at this point too. Once they string this category, that will be pretty nice. But yeah, let's like if we look at the recent batch of ECAs that we've gotten, like this guy is good. This guy, he's pretty good, I would say. But the purpose of it all is that you will want to make these guys strong enough so they can excel on these events that just either came out in the past, or they're just too strenuous to take on. Like Fusion Samasu, like it's one of the most difficult fights in the game at the moment, and there are no consistent units that you can bring in there because at the beginning of the fight you will get slapped by Samasu's AoE. There's nobody who can defend that. So when we're looking at it, like we're getting this. This guy is old. This guy, Jiren? Oh, Jiren. Let's go to tournament participants and let's look at Jiren. Jiren came out 2018. This is the now, you know, LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku has become the oldest unit who doesn't have his ECA yet. And I'm worried about him. I'm worried about him because of what they can do. But look at this. We went from, of course, the greatest upgrade was to give him 50% defense raise on Super. Attack and defense raise on Super. But this is bad. Like, you're giving him damage. He's gonna be good against what? The Gammas? And even then, he just gets slapped up by the Gammas. And he gets that extra stat of 111% attack and defense, but it's restricted to Universe Survival Saga or tournament participants. Why didn't you give him that flat out? He would have looked so much better. And of course, this unit is all about, you know, stunning the enemy because this is how they want to do it. I feel as though they are going way too close to the theme of a unit rather than making him good for the game. Example, Jiren is all about stunning, therefore here's the, you know, medium chance of stunning all enemies. He gets a high chance of stunning the attack enemy while performing a super attack. He performs a crit on stun enemies. Like they are vitalized, they're making you aware and focus on your head. You need to stun. You need to stun the enemy. Otherwise, there's no deal for this guy. Same with this guy. Like, you need to face a superclass enemy. He gets 2 additional attacks, each of which has a 50% chance of becoming a super. But this is when facing a superclass enemy. What? The Gammas. Goku and Vegeta from the Mortal Will event. Trunks. Vegito. Those are the only tough fights, and even then, you bring this guy in there, he's dead. Shot 1. Boom. Dead. The only upgrade that they did for this guy is to transform on turn 4, and even then, I don't think you can get to this position because you're dead. So here are the next like units that I'm thinking about that I'm kind of worried about them getting their ECAs. For example, Gohan. He is able to guard all attacks flat out. What happens if they put a restriction for damage reduction because you need to face Majin Buu Saga category enemies? Can you imagine that? I think I read this on Twitter. Somebody replied to me on the post because I made a post after this guy's ECA was announced. Like, Omatsu cannot keep getting away from this. Like, he can't. He cannot keep getting away from this. So, somebody replied, imagine if they ECA this guy and they restrict, like, let's say they give him 20%, not 20, let's say 30% damage reduction. But it only procs if you're facing a Majin Buu Saga category enemy. Can you imagine how mad people will be? And they are mad now because of this guy. And saying like, oh, this guy is a Super Battle Road unit and he will stay a Super Battle Road unit. You're not supposed to. It's like saying Piccolo Jr. needs crits because he's a world tournament category, like a world tournament unit to bring in that fight. No, you're fucking not. No, you're not. You're not supposed to bring Piccolo Jr. just for the world tournament. He has other purposes. Like right now, you bring him on the Zamasu team. Piccolo Jr. is able to dominate. He's like insanely good as an extreme class unit. On Zamasu's team, he's looking very good. So don't just like classify Piccolo Jr. as a guy who's just only going to be on the world tournament team. And this guy, you cannot classify him just to be on Super Battle Road. But because of his kit, the BS that they're giving him, it's classified as just that. We're gonna put this guy just for Super Battle Road. That is not how ECAs are supposed to go. Like I said back, like, look at this. I'm bringing this ECA not because he's like, oh my god, oh, you're being biased because Super Saiyan Blue Cow Goku is your favorite unit. No, I'm bringing an example here because this guy was useless. This guy was useless when he got his ECA. Before he got his ECA, you know? Nobody was able to use him. Everybody complained about this, like, this condition. Everybody was making a whine out of it. And then after he got his ECA, he's on, like, Truth's, like, top 10 lists of Dokkan, like, ECAs. Let's talk about, like, you know, this guy when he came out. Everybody was so, like, bitchy and moaning because, oh my god, he didn't get anything. He only got, you know, additional stats. He got an extra additional, like, a couple of attacks so he can become a super. Like, right now, you look at this unit, bring this unit into, like, Fusion Zamasu. See how well he performs. He's gonna suck. He's gonna gonna get you killed. Because this unit is not good. But back in the time, when he got his ECA, you bet your ass he was good. Oh, yes sirree. Who's another unit? Let's go to Vegeta's family. Because I just remembered. We're getting this guy's ECA. Where are you? We're getting this guy's ECA. Are you bringing this guy onto that event? Are you bringing this guy to Fusion Zamasu? No, you're not. You're not bringing him. Because he sucks all the way through. He stacks defense, and then for some unknown reason, he just goes into greatly raising attack and defense for one turn. Stacks defense all the way through. All the way through his ECA, and then bam! You go into blue, greatly raises attack and defense for one turn. The stacks are gone. Bring this guy onto Zamasu. I dare you. And then, you know, this guy. This is a good example of what they should do for revitalizing a unit. That is the whole point of Extreme Sea Awakenings. Revitalizing a unit. Bring him there to be even stronger than he was on release. He was pretty good when he came out. But now look at this. This is good. 40% damage reduction. He heals. He stacks defense. And then upon that, you go into this position where he raises attack and defense. He's stacking attack and defense. He's recovering HP. He reduces damage received. Like, look at how well they made this guy in comparison to this. Like, explain. There's no there's no unearthed reason that the same guys who said, oh, we're gonna make the ECA for this guy. Where's Zamasu? Yeah, this guy. This guy, like, who were the people responsible for making this guy's ECA details? Because they're not the same as this guy. What is happening here? Like, I don't understand. And then, you know, sub ECAs. I'm not going to talk about sub ECAs. We can talk them into a different video. Because we can make comparisons with, like, the STR, like the Int Zamasu or the Int Mai. In comparison to, like, Int Botomagera, who looks pretty good, but, you know, it's a Universe 6 category team. Needs a Universe 6 category team for him to look good. Frost, he's okay. Like, there's nothing special for him. And then Champa, the 600% attack, like, it makes a lot of people jump of joy. But, you know, he does get a... If it was like attack plus 400% and defense plus 200%, just like make it half, he will look good. He will look like Bergamo back in the day when he got his Dokkan Awakening. Imagine Bergamo with his ECA, dude. That would be amazing. But yeah, look at... Like, I'm bringing up the comparisons. Like, this guy was good on release. This guy sucks. Like, on these tough content that are being thrown out right now, it's not good. Like, Jiren was meant, quote unquote, to be run on Super Battle Road. Same as you know who? You're never gonna guess. You're never gonna guess. I'm gonna look it up, but you're never gonna guess. This guy. When he got his ECA. Oh, you got medium chance of stunning all enemies because this guy was only supposedly meant to be run on Super Battle Road. They're just... Why? Like, Super Battle Road is not the end game content. It's part of it. But you got, you know, you got your Redzone stages. You got your Shadow Dragon, like Birth of the Shadow Dragons event. And even further along, we're going to have even more difficult stages to fight in because they're going to adapt to the power creep that we're getting right now. Look at, what are we doing, Dokkan? Like, well, this was amazing. This ECA that he got was insanely good. And yet you give us this? The whole point of an Extreme Sea Awakening was to revitalize a unit. I don't feel comfortable enough to use Jiren. I don't. He is very underwhelming. Raises attack and defense for 1 turn. Greatly raises. This is a 50%. He gets 200%, so that's 250. He then gets 50% on super, so that's 300%. And then this extra 111% attack and defense. Are you gonna see that? So you got the Legendary Goku event, which I believe that fight is full, just the Legendary Goku event, not GT Goku event. Legendary Goku event, where there is a Universe Survival Saga category enemy in Goku all the way through, as well as tournament participants. The Dokkan event for the 17 and 18, they are tournament participants. The Universe 6, or like the 6th anniversary battle, when you're facing Evolution Blue Vegeta and UI Goku. That's another tournament participants or Universe Survival Saga category event. Super Battle Road, Universe Survival Saga, tournament participants. We're not getting tournament participants Super Battle Road yet, but Universe Survival Saga, Super Battle Road, he's good, right? Oh my god, it's so bad. It's so bad. I don't know what they're doing. So these ECAs, man, like, they are dog water. They're trash. Like, what have they been doing? Like, I'm fearing for these guys, like Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, when he gets his ECA. Like, I'm scared. What will they do with him? Like, I'm upset because they're doing restrictions on units that they shouldn't be able to be restricted. Where am I fighting a Universe Survival Saga category? I'm not using this man on Super Battle Road. I want to use him on Redzone Broly and Redzone Samasu. I want to use him on Redzone Goku Black. I want to use him on Omega Shenron, but I can't. Because he's going to get pimp smacked on slot 1. He gets his defense on Super. 100% of his defense is on Super. I can't. Because he's going to get bitch slapped. He's gonna get smoked. They're gonna eat him for breakfast. So, like I said, when these guys get their ECAs, 2020, by the way, I believe next year is when these guys are gonna start getting their ECAs. I'm scared. Like I said, like somebody said, let's say he gets 30% damage reduction by facing a Majin Buu Saga category enemy. Will you be happy with that? No, nobody is. Nobody's gonna be happy about that. Because that's gonna be hell for people. Imagine this guy. He gets, let's say he gets 50% damage reduction, and this becomes a great chance to counter. But your HP needs to be at 40% or 60% HP for him to do that. Can you imagine that? Like, I don't know why are they deliberately making these guys worse so they can be thematic. For example, the aura of Jiren back on Super, he was supposed to be the dominating guy on the tournament. And a lot of people say that he doesn't have a backstory, that his backstory sucked. But he was the fiercest warrior of Universe 11. And his aura gave you the I'm gonna fuck you up type of vibe. And nobody can mess with him. They're not representing that here. You know how they would have done that? Give him guard. Guard, instead of attack effective against all types when facing one enemy, guard. Guards all attacks when facing only one enemy. That would have been perfect. Because not only alongside his level of defense, he could have had that guard. He could have made him more menacing. So I'm fearing, oh, this is not it. I'm fearful that when good old LR Jiren gets his ECA, they make him a paperweight. Because this guy gets attack effective against all types when the target enemy is an attack down or defense down status. You know what's gonna happen? They're gonna give him damage reduction. They're gonna give him guard if or when the target enemy is in attack down or defense down status. That's what they're gonna do. They're gonna make him sucky. He can greatly raise attack and defense. You know, let's just make it. You know, greatly raises attack and defense. On his super attack. Stacks defense, let's say, on super attack. On Ultra Super, just so they can give him something. He gets attack and defense with 250. He gets 50% when attacking. Key plus 2 when each attack received up to key plus 10. Guards. Or reduces damage received by 15%. And guards. And he gets attack effective against all types, but the target enemy has to be on attack down, defense down status. Oh, you can do that, or he can also be stunned and sealed. If he's stunned and sealed, you can get all those buffs as well. Like, are you joking me? Like, I'm tired, dude. Like, mate, what happened back in the day, dude? When, dude, let's bring these guys. Let's bring one of the best ECA units in the game at the moment, right now, that people are still continuously using. Whenever, you know, Dokkan, the wiki decides to load, it takes a little bit of time. These guys are like, they're still pretty good. Of course, you got the AoE from Omega and Samazu, which you gotta let them do their thing so they can dodge. Otherwise, the AoE is gonna strike them down, but they're still insanely good, and people run them till this day. This is a well-designed unit. But the same people that designed this unit are the same people that designed this guy, and are the same people that designed this guy. Like, we have no choice. We have no point in Dokkan. Like, I don't want to say expect disappointment, so you never are really disappointed, but I woke up today and I was like, all right, let's see how mid this guy's gonna be. And I was right. So, unfortunate scenario, man. Like, I really hoped well and better for this guy, but there's no chance. I'm gonna be even tough on units moving forward, because now we need units that are old to, again, the whole point of ECA is be revitalized so they can be placed on a team so they can be able to rock with it. Because the androids, they lead tournament participants and, you know, Universal Survival Saga. I think the androids are giving them that, right? Yeah, tournament participants. No. He's only getting the 170. I forgot. Wait a minute. I forgot. Jiren is on 170. Only on the 170. Oh my god. Oh, that's sad. I remember that because Gorush commented on this. This guy is better than Jiren. This guy's better than Jiren. There's no way. He's not even on a 200% team. Oh my god. Dude, I'm done. I'm done. Listen, Extreme Sea Awakenings on units. This is gold. This is pretty good, or at least acceptable to these like type of stages at this point. This is very good. We like this. I'm afraid of what will happen with these two. This was okay on release. This is bad. This is okay. We like this. But what's gonna happen here? Like, this is good, but he sucks. Why are you guys going on a roller coaster? Like, going up and down in terms of, like, designing ECAs? There's no point. So, yeah, like, let me know what you guys think, man. I feel like these batch of ECAs are just horrendous. And Dokkan has just been, like, questionable in terms of designs. Global is about to get this guy. And he's bad. Like, there's no saving grace for him. So they have been designing units in the worst ways possible. And yet we've been getting power crept by these tough fights, and we have nobody to use to counteract with those units. Like, we were like, dude, oh my god. You know, people are gonna lose their shit if this guy's ECA is bad. Wait until Dokkan, like, the wiki refreshes. If this guy's ECA is bad, oh my, I'm gonna be very, very upset. I'm gonna be very upset. Remember the Future Gohan, the Tech Future Gohan? He did get some form of revitalization. I guess he's on Goku's family. That's gonna be a lot of units in here, but you know, this where is he? This Tech Future Gohan. Look at all that he had. Tech was Tech and defense was 70% when HP was 80% or below. He got a lot after his ECA. And they made him at least acceptable. Not to the point that he's like, oh my god, he's top tier. But, like, runnable. He's at least runnable at some certain stages. But to go from this to a unit that released in 2016 and made him this good, to a unit that released in 2018 and he sucks? I'm done, dude. Let me know what you guys think. Questionable ECA design, like, poor choices. That's what, you know, JP or like Omatsu or anybody else who's, you know, designing these units have been doing. Like, this is bad. This is not something that we would use. So this either, like, I love this guy when he released, and he just sucks. I fear the day that these guys ECAs come in. Like, I'm very, very scared when, like, Super Saiyan 3 Goku's or Super Saiyan 3 Goku's ECA comes in. So let me know what you guys think. Bad ECA. I'll see you guys in the next one.